Hello everyone, welcome to OLW Online Watch. Myself Sapthagiri. So today we are going to discuss about the respiratory system. So have you ever discussed how we are living our life and how we are leading our life and which kind of gases are we are taking inside of our body, and just imagine your life without oxygen. So do you know what is oxygen and what is the purpose of oxygen and why we are taking oxygen only, why not other gases? So today I am here to clear all your doubts. Okay, so let's come into the topic, respiratory system. As we know that simply the two or three organs are combined together to work for one function is called as the organ system. So today we are going to know about the another organ system, that is the respiratory system. So in the respiratory system, the two or three organs, simply not only two or three organs, there are many organs are there. So those are nose, nasal cavity, trachea, lungs, pharynx. These are the different kind of the organs which are particularly working for one function. That one function is simply respiration. So okay, in the respiration process, oxygen and carbon dioxide are playing a crucial role. So simply, what is the function of the oxygen and when the oxygen was discovered, and who is the founder of the oxygen? So if you know the answer, just comment in the comment box. So coming to the respiration process, the respiratory system was discovered by the scientist. His name is the Lavoisier. So the Lavoisier is the scientist. He is the founder. He is the person discovered the respiratory system in the year of the 1743. So you know the difference between the respiration and breathing. So don't worry about that and don't bother. I am here to clear all your doubts in the coming to the respiration. So here respiration is the process in that simply we are absorbing the oxygen from the nose, and the oxygen is sent to the nasal cavity through the inner side of the body parts, those are the lungs, and simply again sending out through the same process like through the nose, that is the gas, that is the CO2. Simply the exchanging of the gases is called as the breathing. The exchanging of the gases is called breathing. But coming to here respiration, in the process of respiration, the oxygen is entering into our body through nose, and that gas is sending through the nasal cavity, and then later it entering into the inner side of the body organs, and simply finally it entering into the bloodstream, and that oxygen is combined with the blood and useful for the working of a different kind of body organs. Simply living tissues need much and more oxygen. That's why oxygen is plays a crucial role in the living things such as the plants, animals, as well as the human beings. Okay, and coming to the so here I am here to give one fantastic fact to you, that is the every human being, simply adult human being, takes 550 liters of oxygen per every day. How much percentage? 550 liters of oxygen per every day. Okay, so coming to here, just observe the diagram. Simply here the respiratory system present on the board. So here these are the different kind of the body, these are the different kind of the organs which are present in our respiration. In that first one is the nose. Okay, so here nose is the external body part which is helpful for the intaking of the oxygen as well as releasing of the carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. So have you ever think how can we get the oxygen or how oxygen is produced? Simply oxygen is the gas it is produced from the atmosphere. Simply it is given by the plants by the process of the photosynthesis, by the process of photosynthesis. So in the process of photosynthesis, the plants are absorbing the sunlight from the sun, and with the help of their roots, and it absorbs the water from the soil and absorbing the natural, simply it absorbs the carbon dioxide and sending out the oxygen. The main source of the oxygen is plant. So that oxygen was intaken by the lungs. Simply how the lungs are taking the oxygen? Not directly, okay. So by the help of a nose, and then simply the nose, when the nose is taking the oxygen inside of the lungs or inside of the body organs, then it sends to the, here nasal cavity is there. Nasal cavity is the pipe inside the nose, and simply it sends to the pharynx. It sends to the pharynx here, and then later the intaking of the oxygen is again sending to the larynx, and then later trachea. Okay, so here the trachea is the tube-like structure. The trachea is the tube-like structure which is helpful for the transportation of the oxygen and transportation of the carbon dioxide, and then later it sends to the lungs. Coming to the lungs, simply the lungs are the sponge-like structures, and those are very sensitive. The lungs are very sponge-like structure, and those are very sensitive, and those are helpful for the simply absorbing of the oxygen and sending the carbon dioxide to the outside. So how the lungs are protected? Simply the lungs are protected by the rib cage. Okay, the lungs are protected by the shell. That shell is called as rib cage. Okay, then here the lungs are every human being is having the one pair of lungs. In that one pair of lungs, simply right lung is the larger than the left one. The right side lung is, simply when we are comparing the two lungs, the right lung is simply bigger than the left one. The right lung is bigger than the left lung. So here, what is the importance of the respiration? Simply why respiration is very, very important. So in our human body, total all the body organs are work with the help of the oxygen. Without oxygen, there is no organs which are simply not working. Why? Because oxygen and water, these are the two essential important minerals for working of a human body. So here the oxygen is very, very important, and which are involving in the functions of the different kind of the body organs, and those body organs are simply heart. The main one is the heart, and the next one is the brain. The coordination of the brain and heart, and simply different kind of the body organs, and with the help of the oxygen only they are coordinating and they are working. So simply what happened if the coordination missing between these organs? Simply how the coordination missing means, when the oxygen is not sufficient in our body, in that time only the coordination between these organs is missing. So that time only we are suffering, we are feeling suffocated, means we are suffocating like that. So in that time, just stand or simply sit and take a deep breath. So here I am giving one simple trick to you. When you are suffering with the tension, or when you are feeling like anxiety or stress, just simply go and sit somewhere like greenery and just take a deep breath. That deep breath is help us to coming and overcome all those stress. So how the deep breath, so here the deep breath, how that deep breath helpful to you means, simply the deep breath gives more oxygen is getting inside your body, and that oxygen is taken by your mind or your brain, and in that time the brain works well and all the body parts are feeling relaxed. That's why the breathing exercises are must and should for leading a happy and peaceful life. Okay, so the coming next one, simply parts involving in our lung, the parts are which are involving in our respiration system are simply here the nose and nasal cavity, pharynx, larynx, trachea and lungs and bronchi and bronchial. So here coming to the lungs, so the lungs are the lungs are simply connected with the tubular structure, and the tubular structure is called as trachea, and simply bronchi and bronchia is separated into smaller particles, smaller simple structures are called as bronchioles. Okay, so here the lungs are useful for the exchanging of the carbon dioxide, CO2 and oxygen, O2. So if your lungs are working properly, then it is helpful for you to exchanging of the gases. The main function of the lungs is simply exchanging of the gases. Those gases are carbon dioxide and oxygen. So oxygen is intaken by your body, and simply the wastage which are involving in the air, that is intaken by you, is sending out through the nasal cavity through nose, which is done by the your nose. That gas is called as, that wastage gas is called as CO2, carbon dioxide. And the next one, trachea. So the trachea is connects the throat with the lungs. So the trachea is connect with the throat with the lungs. And the how lungs works means simply the lungs works with the help of the body cells, and these body cells are need oxygen. So the main function and the important specific function of the lung is simply it is sending the oxygen to the different kind of the body organs, and those organs are work with the help of the oxygen which is sending by the lungs. And the next one here, the lungs are protected by one layer. The lungs are protected by one layer. How the lungs are protected by the rib cage? So the rib cage is the main one, and after the rib cage, the second one which protects the lungs is pleura. The pleura is the layer which protects the lungs. So this is all about the respiratory system and what is the respiration and how the respiration is important. And this is the exam season right now, so I am giving one simple trick to the students and the people who are working hard for their career. So the simple way to lead a happy and healthy life is the simply do pranayamas. So if you are doing pranayamas, simply those pranayamas are gives a more it was helpful to you to take more oxygen into your body in the time your brain works well. And that brain, when the brain works well and it functions well, simply your all the body organs are in your control. And one more thing, so here the respiration process is the voluntary action or involuntary action. So if you know the answer, just comment down. And thanks for watching. Thank you.